Most men reach their 50s believing they already know the rules of health. Drink more water, stay hydrated, aim for 8 glasses a day. You hear it everywhere from doctors, television, and well-meaning friends. And while hydration truly matters, there is a quiet truth almost no one explains. After midlife, drinking plain water alone may no longer be enough to support your energy, your circulation, and the deep sense of vitality you remember from earlier years. Many men feel this change but cannot explain it. They wake up less refreshed, their body feels heavier, stairs seem steeper, focus fades sooner in the day, confidence, including physical confidence, feels less automatic. Most assume this is simply age doing what age does, but biology tells a more hopeful story. I am Dr. Selena Clarke, a urologist who has spent years listening to men describe these changes. Not with panic, but with confusion. They are doing what they were told, they drink water, they try to eat better, yet something still feels off. The missing link in many cases is not effort, it is chemistry. Inside your body lives a molecule that quietly controls how young or old you feel in daily life. That molecule is nitric oxide. It is not a hormone. It is not a stimulant. It is a signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels when to relax and open. When nitric oxide is abundant, blood flows easily. Oxygen reaches your brain, your muscles, and every organ that depends on circulation. When nitric oxide is low, everything slows down. In younger years, your body produced nitric oxide with little effort. That is why energy felt natural, recovery was faster, physical responsiveness was reliable. As time passes, especially after 50, your natural production of nitric oxide can drop dramatically. For some men, it falls by nearly half. This decline is not dramatic or sudden. It is gradual, quiet, and easy to overlook until the effects become impossible to ignore. Here's the part most men never hear. Water alone does not rebuild nitric oxide. Water supports life, but it does not provide the raw materials your body needs to create this molecule. Think of your body as a factory. Hydration keeps the machinery from overheating, but without supplies, production slows. Your blood vessels may be hydrated, but they are undernourished. This is why so many men say they feel fine on the surface, but sense a deeper slowdown inside. Circulation becomes less efficient, energy dips earlier in the day, mental clarity dulls, physical responsiveness becomes inconsistent. These are not signs of failure or weakness. They are signals that your nitric oxide system is running low. The encouraging truth is that your body has not forgotten how to make nitric oxide. It simply needs the right inputs. Nature already provides them. When you add specific natural compounds to your daily water, you turn hydration into activation. Water becomes a delivery system rather than a placeholder. Before exploring what to add, it is important to understand why nitric oxide matters so deeply for men in midlife and beyond. Nitric oxide is the message that tells blood vessels to soften and widen. This allows more blood, more oxygen, and more nutrients to reach tissues throughout the body. The heart works more efficiently, the brain receives steadier oxygen, muscles recover faster. And yes, physical confidence in intimate situations depends heavily on this same circulation. As nitric oxide declines, blood vessels become less responsive, they stiffen. The heart must work harder to move blood, recovery slows, even sleep quality can suffer. These changes are often blamed on aging alone, but aging is only part of the story. Nutritional gaps and reduced nitric oxide production amplify the effect. In my clinical work, I meet men every week who appear healthy by standard measures. Their lab results look acceptable, their weight is reasonable, yet they feel older than their years. When we look deeper, we often find poor vascular signaling. Their nitric oxide levels are low, not because their body is broken, but because it lacks the building blocks to maintain them. Nitric oxide is special because it works instantly and locally. It does not force the body. It simply allows the body to do what it was designed to do. When nitric oxide is present, blood vessels respond naturally. When it is missing, no amount of willpower can replace it. This is why focusing only on hydration without nutrition is incomplete. Plain water keeps the system running, but it does not tell the vessels to open. It does not signal relaxation. It does not rebuild responsiveness. After 50, your body needs more than fluid. It needs information in the form of nutrients. Once men understand this, the conversation changes. Instead of asking how much water to drink, they ask how to make water work for them. This is where simple, natural additions make a profound difference. Your body creates nitric oxide through several pathways. One relies on dietary nitrates found in certain plants. Another depends on specific amino acids. A third requires healthy blood vessel cells that are protected from inflammation and oxidative stress. Supporting all of these at once is the key to restoring steady circulation. This approach is not about shortcuts or artificial stimulation. It is about restoring a process your body already knows. When the right compounds arrive, production resumes, blood flow improves, energy stabilizes, confidence returns quietly, without force. One of the most powerful and overlooked sources of dietary nitrates comes from a humble root vegetable that many people associate with old-fashioned meals. Beetroot. This deep red root contains high levels of natural nitrates that your body converts step by step into nitric oxide. What makes beetroot especially valuable for older men is that this conversion pathway does not rely heavily on youthful blood vessel cells. It provides an alternate route, allowing nitric oxide production to increase even when natural endothelial function has slowed. When men consume beetroot in a concentrated form mixed with water, circulation can improve within hours. Oxygen delivery increases, mental alertness sharpens, muscles feel more responsive. This is not a stimulant effect. It is blood flow doing its job more efficiently. Adding beetroot to water transforms a neutral drink into a functional one. It supplies the raw materials your body has been missing. Over days and weeks, this steady support helps rebuild consistency rather than creating spikes and crashes. Yet production alone is not enough. Nitric oxide is fragile. It breaks down quickly, especially in bodies dealing with stress, inflammation, or years of accumulated oxidative damage. That is why protection matters just as much as creation. This is where certain fruits known for their antioxidant power play an essential role. Among them, pomegranate stands out. Rich in unique polyphenols, pomegranate helps preserve nitric oxide once it is produced. These compounds act like guardians, preventing rapid breakdown, so nitric oxide can continue signaling blood vessels to remain open and responsive. When beetroot and pomegranate are combined, the effect becomes more stable. One helps generate nitric oxide, the other helps extend its lifespan. Circulation benefits become smoother and more sustained rather than brief. This combination supports not only physical endurance, but also mental clarity and emotional steadiness. When blood flow improves, the brain benefits as much as the body. Many men notice they feel more present, less foggy, and more engaged throughout the day. The key is simplicity. This is not about complicated routines or extreme changes. It is about upgrading what you already do. You already drink water. By adding specific natural ingredients, you allow water to carry information that your cells understand. In the next part, we will explore how additional compounds support nitric oxide through entirely different pathways, why amino acids from certain fruits are more effective than supplements, and how protecting blood vessels themselves restores youthful responsiveness over time. Before moving forward, take a moment to reflect. Your body is not asking for more effort. It is asking for better signals. When you provide them, change follows naturally. Once men understand that nitric oxide is not a luxury but a necessity, the question naturally becomes how to support it from every angle. Creating more of it is important, but your body also needs steady supplies and healthy pathways to keep production consistent throughout the day. This is where amino acids and vascular support come into play. One of the most effective and gentle ways to fuel nitric oxide production comes from a surprising source that many associate only with summer refreshment: watermelon. Inside watermelon is an amino acid called citrulline. Citrulline plays a unique role in nitric oxide production because it converts into another amino acid, arginine, inside the body. Arginine is the direct building block used to make nitric oxide. What makes citrulline special is efficiency. When men take arginine directly, much of it is broken down during digestion before it ever reaches the bloodstream. Citrulline bypasses this problem. It is absorbed smoothly, travels through the body, and then converts into arginine exactly where it is needed. This makes it one of the most reliable ways to supply nitric oxide fuel, especially for men over 50. When citrulline is added to water alongside beetroot and pomegranate, the body receives support from two separate nitric oxide pathways at once. One pathway comes from dietary nitrates. The other comes from amino acid conversion. This dual approach creates steadier blood flow, better oxygen delivery, and improved endurance without artificial stimulation. Many men notice subtle changes first. Exercise feels easier. Fatigue sets in later. Recovery improves. Over time, these small shifts add up to something more meaningful. The body begins to feel cooperative again rather than resistant. But production and fuel are still only part of the picture. Blood vessels themselves must be healthy enough to respond to nitric oxide signals. This is where years of inflammation, stress, and oxidative damage quietly interfere. Even if nitric oxide is present, stiff or damaged vessels cannot respond properly. There is a plant extract that has been studied extensively for its ability to restore vascular responsiveness. It comes not from fruit or leaves, but from tree bark. specifically the bark of the French maritime pine. This extract is known for its ability to protect and rejuvenate the endothelial cells that line blood vessels. These cells are responsible for producing and responding to nitric oxide. As men age, endothelial cells become less efficient. Pine bark extract helps reduce inflammation, neutralize oxidative stress, and restore flexibility to blood vessel walls. Think of it as maintenance for the system that allows nitric oxide to work. When pine bark extract is combined with citrulline or nitrate-rich foods, studies show improved blood flow, better vascular elasticity, and enhanced overall stamina within weeks, not months. This is because the extract does not force the body. It supports repair and responsiveness. Men often report that this type of support feels different from stimulants. There is no rush, no jittery energy. Instead, there is a sense of smoothness. Movements feel easier, the body feels more resilient, confidence grows quietly. At this stage, the enhanced water formula already supports nitric oxide creation, fuel supply, and vessel health. But there is another layer many men overlook: micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that support cellular energy, hormone balance, and long-term vascular integrity. Leafy greens provide this layer beautifully. Spinach, kale, and similar greens contain natural nitrates similar to beetroot, but they also deliver magnesium, folate, vitamin K, and a wide range of phytonutrients. These nutrients support the liver, help regulate blood pressure, and assist in hormone signaling. Most men do not eat enough leafy greens consistently. Powdered greens offer a concentrated and practical solution. When added to water, they expand the range of nitrate sources and provide nutritional support that goes beyond circulation alone. Men who include greens in their daily routine often notice improved digestion, steadier energy, and better overall mood. This is because circulation does not exist in isolation. When blood flow improves, every system benefits. The idea is not to overwhelm the body with ingredients, but to provide balanced support. Each addition plays a role. Beetroot initiates production. Pomegranate preserves activity. Citrulline fuels enzymatic pathways. Pine bark restores vessel health. Greens nourish the entire system. Once circulation improves, men often describe a feeling of lightness. Not dramatic, but noticeable. The body feels less burdened. The mind feels clearer. Physical confidence returns gradually, without pressure. At this point, consistency becomes more important than intensity. These compounds work best when used daily in modest amounts. The body responds to regular signals, not occasional overload. Yet there is still more that can enhance this system gently and effectively. Inflammation remains one of the greatest enemies of healthy blood flow. Reducing it allows nitric oxide to function freely and vessels to remain flexible. This is where warming roots and vibrant flowers enter the picture. In the next part, we will explore how ancient botanicals like ginger and hibiscus bring balance to circulation, how flavor plays a role in consistency, and why pleasure and health do not have to be separate pursuits. We will also look at how certain indulgent flavors quietly support vascular health and recovery when used correctly. When you are ready, we can continue. Once nitric oxide production is supported and blood vessels begin to respond again, the next challenge is keeping the system calm, flexible, and free from chronic inflammation. Inflammation is one of the most underestimated barriers to good circulation. It tightens vessels, interferes with nitric oxide signaling, and accelerates the feeling of aging from the inside out. This is where some of the oldest natural remedies in human history quietly shine. Ginger is one of those remedies. Long before modern medicine, cultures around the world relied on ginger to warm the body, stimulate circulation, and restore internal balance. Modern science now explains why. Ginger contains bioactive compounds that help reduce inflammatory signals inside blood vessels, while also encouraging nitric oxide activity. This dual effect is powerful. When inflammation drops, blood vessels become more responsive. When responsiveness improves, nitric oxide works more efficiently. Men often notice ginger's effects not as a surge, but as a sense of internal warmth and clarity. The body feels awake but grounded. Digestion improves. Circulation feels smoother. When ginger is added to enhanced water, it does not overpower the system. It complements it, helping everything move more freely. Pairing ginger with hibiscus creates a balance that is both physiologically effective and enjoyable. Hibiscus is a bright red flower known for its calming effect on the cardiovascular system. It helps relax blood vessels, supports healthy blood pressure, and delivers powerful antioxidants that protect nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly. Where ginger warms and activates, hibiscus cools and relaxes. Together, they create harmony. This balance is important because circulation is not about constant stimulation. It is about responsiveness, the ability to open when needed and relax when appropriate. Men who drink hibiscus regularly often report feeling less tense and more at ease. Blood pressure readings improve. Sleep becomes deeper. This matters because nitric oxide production and vascular repair are strongly linked to rest and recovery. The body heals while you sleep. When circulation improves during rest, energy improves during the day. Flavor also matters more than many realize. When a health habit tastes good, it becomes sustainable. Ginger and hibiscus add brightness and character to enhanced water, making it something men look forward to rather than tolerate. Consistency follows naturally. There is another category of support that surprises many men because it feels indulgent rather than medicinal: cocoa. When pure and unsweetened, cocoa is one of the richest natural sources of flavonols, compounds that directly support blood vessel flexibility. These flavonols help arteries respond more quickly to changes in demand, whether during physical activity or moments of intimacy. As men age, arteries lose some of their ability to expand rapidly. Cocoa flavonols help retrain this response. Over time, blood flow becomes more efficient, endurance improves, recovery feels easier. This is not about sugar or stimulation. It is about plant compounds that work quietly and deeply. Tart cherry adds another layer of support. Rich in anthocyanins, tart cherry helps reduce oxidative stress and inflammation while supporting muscle recovery and sleep quality. Sleep is often overlooked in discussions of circulation, yet it is one of the most critical factors. During deep rest, blood vessels repair themselves, nitric oxide systems reset, hormonal balance improves. Men who support sleep quality often notice improvements across the board. Energy stabilizes, mood lifts, morning confidence returns. Tart cherry contributes to this process gently, without sedatives or dependency. When cocoa and tart cherry are combined with earlier ingredients, they create a full day and night support system. Circulation is supported while awake, recovery is enhanced during sleep. The body begins to feel resilient rather than depleted. At this stage, the enhanced water approach becomes more than a drink. It becomes a daily ritual, a signal to the body that support is coming. Over weeks, men often notice changes that feel natural rather than forced. Energy becomes more consistent. Physical confidence feels quieter but stronger. Mental clarity improves. Timing and quality matter. Using clean, high-quality powders and extracts in modest amounts works better than excess. The body responds best to steady input. Morning is an ideal time because circulation sets the tone for the day, but some ingredients can also be used later to support recovery and rest. What matters most is understanding that none of this is about fighting age. It is about supporting biology. Your body still knows how to function well. It simply needs the right environment and signals. When men shift from chasing quick fixes to building daily support, something changes psychologically as well. They stop feeling at war with their body. They begin to trust it again. Confidence grows not from performance alone, but from the sense that the body is responsive and alive. If you are listening to this and wondering where to begin, start simple. Choose one or two ingredients. Build consistency. Pay attention to how your body responds. Improvement often arrives quietly before it becomes obvious. Circulation is not just about the heart or blood vessels. It is about life moving through you. When blood flows well, energy follows. When energy returns, confidence follows. This is not magic. It is biology supported the way it was meant to be. Take care of your circulation, and it will take care of you. Stay patient, stay consistent, and remember, feeling strong and clear is not something you age out of. It is something you support, one simple habit at a time.